I am back after a very long, well-deserved winter's nap. I sent 62 planners to the printer last year in 2023. 62. That's like more than one planner a week. Not really sure how I did it. In today's video, I'm going to give you a little recap of 2023. We'll see just how much I deserve that long winter's nap. Let's dive in. Hey there, I'm Heather Harris, founder of Copper Bottom Design Co., a boutique product development agency that specializes in planner design and overseas manufacturing. Today, I'm going to talk to you business owner to business owner. Not much education here about the planner industry, but just kind of getting down to the bare bones of owning and running a business in 2023. We're going to do a little bit vlog style, and I'm going to go over my biggest investments, my biggest wins, and my biggest challenges. 2023 got off to a really rough start. I got sick in early January and couldn't work for about 2 weeks. I was just exhausted. Wasn't COVID, but wasn't well enough to be at my desk and working. So I started the year very behind. January is the biggest month for the business. That is when we update all of the calendar year planners for the next year. So currently in January of 2024, I'm working on updating all of the 2025 planners. At this point last year, I couldn't do that. And with getting 62 planners to the printer, now that we know I did that many last year, there was a lot of planners that needed my attention and updating in January. I didn't have another designer on my team. I was still the only one designing. It was all falling on my shoulders. The only employee I had that was working daily in the business is Amy Michelle, my dear friend who has been part of Copper Bottom for 2012, maybe. She started as a freelance proofreader, and then in around, I guess it was only 2022, I hired her on part-time to help me with more details in the business. Operations, she started handling a lot of production, is now the manager of the production department, and also our managing editor. So she manages the operations of production and the editorial department, which is all of the proofreaders. Every single planner, every single product we make gets through our proofreaders to make sure they're perfect before they go to print. Amy's awesome. Love her. Helps me so much, but she doesn't design. So again, all falling on my shoulders. It was rough. Also, in January of 2023, I committed to starting this YouTube channel. Videos like this are way out of my comfort zone. I am an introvert to the millionth degree. It takes me days to recover from entertaining. And this past Christmas, we had like 19 people at my house on Christmas Day. So I needed that long winter's nap, especially after all the planner design and then a million people in my house. Yeah. I was tired. I need a lot of alone time to recharge. So in my business, I only book calls on Tuesdays and Thursdays because calls zap my energy. And I can't do endless days of calls in a row. I kind of have to batch them. Also YouTube videos. Once I'm finished recording a video, I can maybe do 2 a day. 3 might be pushing it, but then I'm useless. Nothing else is happening that day. It just really zaps my energy to be extroverted. I enjoy it. I love educating people. I love getting on the phone with my clients and my team. I wouldn't eliminate that for anything. Love it. It just zaps my energy, and that's how it is. So we deal with it. So I pushed forward, did the planners, nights and weekends. I thought I was done with that at this point in my business, but life happens and you got to work around it. Starting the YouTube channel was not only a time and energy investment for me, it was a financial investment. So I started off the year kind of behind the 8 ball in work, also in energy, because this YouTube channel, recovering from getting sick and all of this extra work on my hands, my energy was pretty depleted, as was my time. But YouTube also kind of zapped my bank account. It was a financial investment for me. I hired a YouTube editor or a video editor who is amazing. I love her. So happy she came into my life. She's what makes me look good on camera. These videos, a lot of a lot of mistakes, and she cuts it all out and makes me look fabulous. Love you. But she's a contractor that I pay monthly. It's a well-deserved amount of money because she's so amazing, but it was an investment. It was a business investment. And that was in January, early on in the year. Another huge investment I made in Q1 was redoing my website. I hired the fantastic, amazingly talented team at Ashland Writes to do all of the copy for the website. And then Jenna Murillo of Daywell Made did the design revamp and made it look so beautiful. Her talents blow me away. She also took over content management for me. So she was running my blog and Instagram and email newsletter, which was a huge weight lifted off of me. It was something that I didn't do. I wasn't marketing in that way. And so I thought, well, I'm dipping my toes into YouTube. Maybe I kind of need to show up in these other places. So Jenna helped me do that. And Jenna took on some planner design, which she's so good, you guys. I love her. So glad she has joined our team and shares her talents with us. She was part of the reason I was able to get 62 planners to the printer. Jenna, too, was a big investment in 2023. And probably my best investment. Thank you. Jenna no longer handles the content, the blog, and all of that stuff. She still does planner design for me, thank goodness. So I feel like overall, I really invested in people in Q1 and building the business. It was very frightening to start the year a little bit behind financially, but you gotta do what you gotta do, right? So I trudged along. I got planners to the printer in time, and so that everybody could have a nice, successful, timely launch in the fall. And I took a little bit of breather mid-year. Now, my husband has his MBA. He and I took like an entire day to strategize about Copper Bottom design and where I'm going to take it. And this kind of coincided a little bit with the copywriting that Ashland Writes team was doing for me. I needed to set some goals on where I wanted to take the business and what I wanted to go all in on so they could tailor the content of the website to speak to that person and that end goal I had in mind for the business. My husband had very valuable nuggets of wisdom. As I thought about the business, I thought, well, maybe I'm not charging enough in certain areas. Maybe I'm charging too much in other areas. Do I need more employees? How should I invest my time? How do I want to invest my time? All of those things made me realize that I needed to reorganize the business a little bit. The biggest challenge for my business in particular is scheduling, timing, and the order of workflow. What I mean is a planner can take about 9 months to create. If it's somebody brand new has not created a planner before, a lot of time is spent upfront developing that planner and taking your unique planning philosophy and putting it onto paper that's going to help your ideal client. A lot of time gets put into that, a lot of energy to make sure that design is perfect. And then there's the developing and the printing and the shipping and all of it. I talked about this before in many other videos. So 9 months is a long time. It's not like we're just rinse, repeat people over here. Billing can get to be a little bit tricky. If there's delays in the schedule, we need extra time to maybe develop, design, go back to the drawing board if we think we didn't get something right, to kind of set up a payment plan for somebody, especially my bigger clients that are with us every year, year after year, and we're helping them grow their business and they're constantly adding new products every quarter. Billing gets tricky. I would have approached them in like September of 2023 to talk about what they want to develop in 2024. We would come up with a huge list of everything they want to do in 2024, and I would price it all out and then average that cost, divide it up into monthly payments of 12. All the services that they wanted to do in 2024 had a number. We split it into 12 monthly equal payments. And that was fine in theory. So in the past, when I do that kind of payment plan, we'd get halfway through the year and some of those things that we planned on launching wouldn't happen. We needed to pivot. Maybe we needed to reorder something that sold like hotcakes that we didn't expect it to. Things just change. And so it was not ideal, nor was it really fair to assume somebody's going to create something and put them on this like binding payment plan. We were constantly like removing things from their payment plan, adding things. We had to keep these separate lists. It just kind of became a headache. Also, too, when I'm designing their yearly planners, I'm doing all that design work in January. It goes to the printer in April. It gets delivered in July. But with this payment plan, they still haven't completely paid for those services until the end of the year. So I was like 6 months behind in billing every single year. It was hard to predict revenue for the business. To be perfectly honest, that was just a lot of exposure for my business. Having completed something, the client has it, is selling it, but they still haven't paid me for it completely. That just didn't make sense as a business model. We decided to go to a quarterly billing model. Now we approach the client a couple months before a new quarter and say, okay, let's come up with a list of what you want to do this next quarter. We get price quotes for it, so we know what it's going to cost for them to print it at the factory. We know what my costs are going to be. The client has their all-in costs for this quarter's products from the beginning before they sign off on it. And then once they approve what they're going to make, we follow through and make the items within that quarter. Everything is more defined and there's less chance for things to move and slip. We have more flexibility to do our planning closer to the timeline. That was a huge change in my billing and workflow, which took me and Amy a lot of time to figure out, look at dates, be able to predict certain time frames where we're going to print things, deliver things, design them, all of that. We came up with that. We're super happy with it. It's been working successfully for 2 quarters. We couldn't be more thrilled. That was a huge win for us. With all that, changing the schedule, changing the payments and proposals kind of created more work. So I hired on another Amy to come on part-time. And this is Amy Carlisle. Amy Carlisle has been with me since about 2017 as a proofreader. She comes with an amazing editorial background. She's worked at some of the best publishing houses in Boston and New York, and now is my editor-in-chief and operations manager. So she's helping handle all of that behind the scenes operations of the proposals and the payments and the scheduling. And we're also teaching her some production so she can be Amy Michelle's production assistant as she gains more knowledge, which is a huge bonus for me because I don't enjoy the production part of this business as much as I do the design. The more people I have to take on production, the better off I am. Now, I know I mentioned that Amy Michelle is the managing editor and Amy Carlisle is the editor-in-chief. You would think I'm a planner design company and I make products. Why do I have this editorial team? It's kind of like a publishing. I look at my business as a publishing agency because we are publishing books. We're putting things in print. Even though they're planners, they're still books. And those need to be proofread. And that is a serious business. The design, of course, you have to nail it on the design, but proofreading is if you get the dates wrong, that's devastating and that's a disaster. We kind of pride ourselves on the proofreading and the editorial side of things. Even though it's very behind the scenes, it's a huge part of our operation. After all that kind of in Q1 and Q2 was challenging and stressful, a little bit of a mess. We invested a ton of money, hired people. The summer was a little bit more relaxed. And I found myself being able to actually take Fridays off, which has been a dream of mine for years. And Amy Michelle and I have been working on this seriously since the fall of 2022, trying to get me to have set vacation times and every Friday off. That was my dream. It doesn't happen consistently, but we're working towards it. But the biggest win of all, in September of 2022, we set out that we wanted to be closed as a business for 3 weeks around Christmas. We wanted to end around December 15th and not open back up until the 8th. And we missed it in 2022. We couldn't do it. It was just the two of us working in the business. We were growing too fast, had too much work. It just wasn't possible. It was sad. We did take time off, definitely, but we worked harder over that time off part-time. That was frustrating. But in 2023, we did it. We successfully closed the business for 3 weeks. Now, I say we were closed, but we were all still working. The Amy's and I each took days checking the email. I think we all checked email every day. We responded to client inquiries and the factories because we needed to keep our projects moving. We do have shipments on the water. We have things in production. So we obviously needed to continue to follow up with those ongoing projects to make sure they happen on time. But we didn't take any new business. We didn't take any client calls. We did meet with each other. And I think we kind of met with each other more because it's fun and we missed one another because we're such good friends at this point in time. But it was really nice to have that time off to relax, be with our families. And we did take some classes. So we did work behind the scenes on the business, but it was a nice break and a little downtime. All of this to say is that 2023 was a hard year. It started off difficult. And I would say the end of 2022 was pretty hard. Even the beginning of 2022 was hard. And that's why I hired Amy Michelle. It took us a year and a half to get to this place of calm, this place of organization in our business. The biggest lesson is that if you set a goal and you want something to happen, it's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult to trudge through all that mess, try things and fail to get the outcome that you want. And it worked. And I remember the last phone call I had with Amy Michelle in 2023 on December 15th. We were ready to shut down for the 3 weeks. And we looked at each other and just said, we did it. And I could have cried. It was amazing. We worked hard for this. I'm very proud of us. I'm very proud of us as a team. I wanted to share that with you. I guess I would say my best investment was in people this year. I would probably say that any year. My team is so important to me. They fiercely protect me, my time, and my business. They're loyal. They're good friends. We have the same goals and interests. I just love that. Likewise, I support them back. I not only support them with a paycheck, but I support their families. And I'm very fair about time off, work-life balance. And I'm going to laugh because my mother always says to me, you don't have work-life balance, Heather. And I don't. And it's something I'm working on, but I want to make sure that the Amy's have work-life balance because that's important to me, that they are happy and they come to work because they want to, not because they have to, or they're never afraid to ask for time off, or if a kid's sick, it's not a problem. We'll work around it. Solidifying a team is super, super important to me. Speaking of money and all these investments, I invested in people, I invested in a new website, but bottom line, profit-wise, I still had the same profit as I did last year. I basically doubled my income for the business, but I also spent half of it. In the end, I invested a lot of money, but still made the same amount of money. And I consider that a huge win. I thought I was going to take a big loss this year, and I didn't. That's a win. That was amazing. And our biggest challenge of scheduling, we overcame. 2023 started off really difficult, but it ended really well. I don't know exactly what 2024 is going to bring. I haven't gotten there yet. I think what I want to do, just want to take a beat and enjoy this spot that we're in, kind of relish in it, strengthen it, create better systems so we can better support all of our clients. I would love to send more than 62 planners to the printer, which I'm going to predict that we might because our clients are growing their businesses like wildfire. I'm excited to see what 2024 brings. And if you haven't really set all of your goals and your planning into motion for 2024, I have brought back that planning workshop I talked about a few months ago. It is now available for a limited time. I'll probably keep it around until March. So I'll put the link down in the description. Sign up for that workshop. It will take you through planning every month of your year for 2024. There's a free downloadable poster size calendar so you can write all your plans and dreams and goals in there. This is definitely geared towards the planner industry and launching your own planner and what you have to do each month of the year to get that planner launched and selling and become a profitable revenue stream for your business. Click that link below. Give me a thumbs up if you like these videos. Do I continue doing this? Seeing as we talked about how all the energy it zaps from me, let me know by giving me a thumbs up or leaving a comment. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.